Good evening, everyone. Nice to see you all here to attend the webinar. Okay, except Zoom platform, we have broadcast the webinar at Facebook too. You may type Utah for you and like our Utah page in Facebook and share this live session to your friends as well. Let me introduce myself. I'm Jeffrey, Education Advisor from Division of Program Promotion, University of Rahman, Utah. Okay, we have our moderator here today, Dr. Lim Song Hui. Okay, Dr. Lim is an assistant professor from Department of Industrial Engineering, Faculty of Engineering and Green Technology from Utah. Okay, the webinar duration will take approximately 1 hour, include Q&A session. As Zoom is our main platform, okay, just a reminder for you, you may click the Q&A button in Zoom and leave your question. And lastly, we will introduce you Utah program and contact details of Utah. And now I will pass the floor to our moderator today, Dr. Lim. Okay, Dr. Lim, please. Thank you. Before we start the webinar, sorry for this. I'm just let our audience here to scan this QR code, or maybe you can see our chat box here. We send you a link. Okay, we have a simple question to ask and let you to answer. Okay, so you can check your chat box or use your smartphone to scan the QR code. Okay, there's one question. Okay, and waiting you to answer. And then we will show you the result later. Okay. So after you scan it right, you can check the code. Okay, 7294946. Okay, just key in and then just type in and submit. And then we will know the answer by you. Okay. Okay, so I just pass the floor to Dr. Lee. Okay, thank you.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for you guys to spend your evening with us for this 1 hour forum. I'm Dr. Lim from Department of Industrial Engineering, Faculty of Engineering and Green Technology, Utah Kampa campus. So for those who just joined in, okay, like Mr. Jeffrey said, you guys can scan the QR code and also or you can enter this website address, and key in this code and submit. Inside there is a questionnaire, so you may answer and later on we will show you guys the result. Here are some housekeeping rules. Please mute your mic throughout this forum. You may post your question in the Zoom Q&A button or Facebook comment. We will compile it and help to ask it during the forum, or we will answer your question after the forum and through the chat box or Facebook comment. So before I start, there's a few news I would like to share with you guys. In recent times Higher Education World University Ranking, Utah has been ranked second in Malaysia after UM, which means Utah is a top private university in Malaysia. Another news is our recent graduate who just graduated on June, okay, 89% of them managed to secure a job within 3 months, because now it's just September. Most of them already either start working or they already get a job offer, even during this pandemic period. So this is the agenda of today's forum. In this 1 hour forum, we will have the conversation with our first speaker related to importance of industrial engineering knowledge in manufacturing for about 10 minutes. And second speaker related to career growth of an industrial engineer for another 10 more minutes, followed by a video sharing and Q&A sessions. So now I will show you guys your questionnaire result. Okay, from the chart, actually this question is asking, do you know what is industrial engineering? Okay, as we can see, about 83%, okay, is not really sure what is industrial engineering, but luckily there's 0% for those who don't know or never heard about what is industrial engineering. So hopefully after this forum, you guys will understand more what is industrial engineering, because today we invite our two speakers from industry, okay, to share their experience and their knowledge about what is the work life as industrial engineer. So without further ado, we proudly present to you our first speaker, IR Dr. Mui, consultant and project director from Career Growth Sdn Bhd, a coaching and consulting company. He is currently the subject matter expert for project management professional, PMP, exam preparations. He also the council member of the Institution of Engineer Malaysia, IEM. Our second speaker, Dr. Chin, from Daikin Research and Development, Malaysia Sdn Bhd. He is the senior manager in Daikin R&D. He is one of the pioneers of Daikin R&D Center in Sungai Buloh and has been working there for more than 20 years. Both our speakers are our Department of Industrial Engineering Industrial Advisory Panel. The role of Industrial Advisory Panel are to review and advise and give advice to our program syllabus, structure and content, so that our program is up to date and fit to the demand from industry. So let's start our first topic, importance of industrial engineering knowledge in manufacturing. So I are Dr. Mui. Can you let us know your background, such as your role in your daily work life?
All right, thank you, Dr. Lim, for the brief introductions, and good evening all. All right, first of all, I will talk about a bit about my background. I'm a certified mechanical engineer by profession, and a professional engineer with the practicing certificate with the Board of Engineer, a registered Asian engineer with the Asian Federation of Engineering Organizations, and also a registered APEC engineer, registered international professional engineer, and also the Asian Charter professional engineer. I'm also a certified project manager with the Project Management Institute US, and also a certified construction project manager with the Construction Industry Development Board, as well as a certified trainer and consultant. All right, that's my background. And my current roles include providing consultancy and training services to the corporate organizations, I mean the multinational company, small, medium enterprise, government agencies, even students and young graduates, or even industrial professionals and individuals. And I also act as an external examiner and also IAP, the Industry Advisory Panel, currently for the seven higher education institutions. All right, so that's my current role. Okay, Dr. Lim, back to you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ayamui. So the second question is, what are the types of training that engineers seek in training organizations?
All right. Okay. I mean, that's quite a open questions nowadays. I mean, engineers are definitely need to have a continued learning to gain the knowledge. Besides on the job is definitely that's one of the main source of on the job learning, but of course, external training or even in-house training are even required. Basically, there are 2 or 3 categories of trainings that we classify. One is technical training. I mean, it's very hands-on, and you have to do a lot of work physically and do calculation, drawing. This is technical. And then the other category is called non-technical trainings, also called soft skill trainings, right? And then the third category, I would say, is a combination of technical and also non-technical training. Both are there's total three categories over here. Now, for technical training, such as like the common one, like the failure mode and effect analysis, FMEA, for both design and process, trees, problem solving. This is most is a main operation system technique, and then the AutoCAD, or even for construction, they use a BIM, all right, building information modeling, and the data analytics, big data, or statistical process control, Six Sigma, and etc. I mean, these are quite some of example of the technical training perspective, and some are very specific to the discipline. Right? For example, in the electronic discipline, they have a circuit design, RF, radio frequency, they have a wireless, or even the software, they have Internet of Things software, functional test. For mechanical, there's stress analysis, heat transfer, or even strength test, and others. Now, non-technical trainings, also known as a kind of a soft skill training, the second category, such as the leadership skill and communication skill, interpersonal negotiation, emotional intelligence, and we call it neuro-linguistic programming, or we call it NLP, critical thinking, business management skill, and etc. This is some of the example of non-technical training. I mean, combination of technical and non-technical trainings, for example, like project management, right, including both technical and non-technical, Lean Six Sigma. These are some of the example of combination of technical and non-technical training. All right.
Okay. So can we know how many of it related to industrial engineering?
Yeah, I think there are quite a fair bit of them have a really relevancy to the industrial engineering. All right, some of them like these are most maintenance operation sequence techniques, AutoCAD, or even the building information modeling, soft skill like leadership, communication, management, or even project management trainings. These are definitely relevant to the industrial engineering area. All right.
So why is it those knowledge is important as an industrial engineer?
Yeah, I think that's important to continue to acquire knowledge. As I mentioned earlier, the business environment is getting very, very dynamic, especially with this year we have this unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic. Things have changed. The expectations from the clients and customers has been more and more, or even higher and higher, and even more stringent and stringent. All right, so the requirement of business solution is getting more kind of raise the bar has higher. So having diversified knowledge and skill critical for the business success. I think industrial engineering is definitely one of the base stone for the engineering area. Okay.
So can manufacturing proceed without this knowledge?
Okay, I mean, traditionally maybe yes, but then as I say, the bar have raised over the years. Manufacturing profession expect to have or possess this diversified knowledge and even multi-faceted skill sets to cope with the ever demand required by the stakeholders.
So yeah. What is the public perception of industrial engineering?
Okay, that is a very common question people will be pointing to. I mean, the IE, the industrial engineering, the general perception of IE is basically people look into or someone who may relate to the plant layout or space management or optimization or even cycle time or process flow or some automations, someone who does production flow layout or relayout or who design and arrange specifics for the manufacturing process. That typically the general perceptions of people who heard about when they think about industrial engineering. Now,
so since like what Dr. Mui mentioned just now, we only strict. I mean, most of the public perception is only strict on those few idea. So is there any way to improve the public perception on industrial engineering?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are a few ways to do so, to improve the public perception of this IE, industrial engineering. For example, you can organize number one, industrial engineering design competition, which is involving secondary school students. All right, it can be try to stir the interest. Second one is you can organize an industrial engineering design exhibition, showing the university final year's industrial engineering projects to the public. Can be exhibit in the exhibition center or even a shopping mall, right? To stir the interest. Right? The third way is to have an industrial engineering knowledge contest, open maybe the prize award contest to the secondary school students. To another way to get the interest about on this IE area. Okay.
Okay, so for the last question for Dr. Mui, what is the future prospect of industrial engineering in training organizations?
I would say this is an area that's still needed for the industry, for the employers. Right? Most industrial engineers are required in most, especially in most manufacturing industry. I would say the prospect is actually quite good. Right? As you know, Malaysia and other Asian countries, we are actually a manufacturing hub, right? And we need a lot of industrial engineers to do a lot of design and planning and design work to make sure the operations eventually in good order. Okay, I would say that the prospect is wide, right?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mui, for your sharing.
Yeah.
And now we will proceed to the second speaker, Dr. Jin.
Hello.
The topic will be related to the career growth of an industrial engineer. As I mentioned just now, Dr. Jin are from Daikin. So under him, there are a lot of industrial engineers. So Dr. Jin, can you let us know your background, such as your role in your daily work life?
Okay. But I am a mechanical engineer by profession. I graduated from University of Malaya, and I've been working in the industry for 30 years now. And my main role in the company is doing a lot of design and development, and also research in air conditioning. As you can see, my company name is from Daikin. Probably you have seen our products in your house or somewhere else. And that's what my role is to do the designing and then confirming the performance of the design, and also looking into the research of new technology for the air conditioning system. So I have a team of engineers under me. So looking into the laboratories, looking into the design, looking into the evaluation. And so this is my daily task of managing people, because I'm one of the managers there, and make sure that the things are going on. All right. And of course, all our designs will be used in the factory. We will pass the design to all the engineers in the factory, who will then manufacture the products in the factory. And that's where the industrial engineers will come to play to make the product out from the design.
So may I know what is the task of an industrial engineer in general?
Yeah, I think Dr. Mui has said a bit already about the industrial engineer, public perception. I think I concur with that. The general task of the industrial engineer will be to taking care of the plant in the factory, taking care of the production lines in the factory. They play a very important role. In any factory, they play a very important role to make sure that the lines are running in tip-top condition, are able to have high output, high productivity, are able to have reduced wastage, are able to have high quality in the output. And not only that, it's able to the engineer must also able to manage the work staff to make sure that they are safe of the safety of the workers, and also at the same time to make sure that they protect the environment also through the activities in the factory. So I think the industrial engineers play a very important role to make sure that the factory or any plant is working in a tip-top condition.
Yeah. Okay. So in your organizations, what is the task of industrial engineer, and how is the working condition like?
Okay. As I mentioned just now, the main task in my factory, the main task of the industrial engineer will be to look after the production of the lines. For example, in my factory, we have about 12 lines running, almost 2 shifts of work, sometimes even 3 shifts of work. So they have to be in charge of all these operations in the factory, taking care of the lines, and they have to. And of course, such activities it's going to be a daily event, and there'll be challenging targets to meet, to make sure that they meet targets. And then, of course, the environment will be challenging. While at the same time, the company takes care of the staff, because we believe in work-life balance. And we, of course, we make sure that they work hard, they also play hard. So in our company, we also have a balance between both. So we have a lot of other social activities, like for example, sports. We have some kind of social events in the company. So we try to make a balance between these two. You work hard and you play hard at the same time.
So from Dr. Chin, from your knowledge, what sector do they work in beside manufacturing? I mean, as industrial engineer.
All right. Other than production or manufacturing, I think the industrial engineer can also look into quality control, quality assurance. In charge of this aspect of making sure that the quality is in good. They can also be involved in safety and health as a safety and health engineer, looking care of the safety of the staff, and also the health of the staff, and also the environment of the place where they are. They can also do into engineering department, where they take care of the facilities of the factory, of all the equipment, all the instrumentation, all the facilities in the factory. They can also do sales and service also. I think industrial engineering is very versatile. They're very versatile in the sense they can do a lot of, can be involved in many other activities other than production. So there are many opportunities for them to be involved in many areas in the company.
Yeah, actually, other from what Dr. Jim mentioned, industrial engineer also can involve in those. They can also work as project engineer. Okay, whereby they can manage. Yeah, whereby they can manage a project. Okay, a few projects, and they also can upgrade themselves by taking those PMP exam, which I mentioned just now. Yeah, right. Whereby you can take the exam and make yourself as a certified PMP.
I'm sure they can.
Yeah. So another question, the next question, what is the prospect of career advancement of industrial engineers?
Okay, this is a very broad question actually. Yeah. Right? Career advancement is actually depending on the individual, right? How far you can go is up to the individual, right? Of course, you're able to equip. We always encourage our staff, all our engineers to not only be good in their own technical field, but also be good in their own leadership skills, in the management skills, entrepreneurial skills, because all this will be important as part of the career advancement. If you have the skills, you're able to lead a team, and you're able to do it well, I think the career advancement will be there, right? And I think the bosses will see that you are something special, then they can go higher up in your career advancement, because so that's why it's important for all the engineers to keep on learning while they are working. I think Dr. Moy will agree with me on this matter, because it's important to keep on train yourself to become better and better in this skill. You build up your skills, not only technical skills, but also the soft skills. These two will come hand in hand. And with this, then I think your career advancement will be limitless. As far as the sky can go, you can achieve it if you have these necessary skills.
Okay, Dr. Jin, how do you see the job scope of industrial engineers change in the future?
Okay, good question. I think this has to relate a lot to the current global situation, where I think the buzzword now is Industry 4.0. Right? I think if you Google online, you will see this is now the main thing, the hot topic on talking about in the Industry 4.0. We're talking about smart manufacturing now, and no more the conventional way of doing production. We're talking about smart manufacturing, talking about connectivity, talking about big data, talking about data science. All these things will come into play. And I think that will be the future of industrial engineering. Because I think the future students of industrial engineering have to be equipped and have to learn all these things, because the factory will be evolving more and more into this. So you see more and more factories going to automation, going to robotics, going into connectivity, Internet of Things. All this will come into play very soon in the future. Yeah.
Actually, for audience information, I visit the workplace of Dr. Chin. Actually, they are using robot, okay, line following robot to transport their products.
Correct. Correct.
So the last question, is it possible for industrial engineers to change to management positions?
Absolutely yes.
Yeah.
if you have the necessary skills, you can go up the ladder very fast.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give you an example. My previous COO of Daikin Malaysia is an industrial engineer. Right. He was from rank. He was a graduate from an industrial engineer, but then he worked his way up until he became a COO, Chief Operating Officer of the whole Daikin group. So it's up to that individual whether you can have the necessary skills, the entrepreneurial skills. I think you can go up all the way up. I think the prospect is there. Right? It's up to the individual.
Okay. So thank you, Dr. Jin, for his sharing. So now I will play a video which will introduce to you guys the programs offered in our Department of Industrial Engineering. Okay, sorry, forgot to unmute my mic. Okay, those just now are is the video sharing from our department. And now we will proceed to our Q&A sessions. So if you have any question, you may post at the Q&A button, okay, in your Zoom, or you can post your question in the Facebook comment. So is there any question from the floor? You may ask any question related to industrial engineering, or you may ask about the environment at here, and roughly what is the content, what you will learn in our programs. Okay, I think we have our first questions. Next. Sorry, still waiting for our questions.
I think there's a question,
yeah.
There's a question posed to the all panelists. They say,
yeah, actually,
about the salary, average salary.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I also saw it. Perhaps Dr. Jin, you might want to answer it. What is the average?
Maybe from the fresh graduate perspective.
Yeah.
It varies from company to company, but in my, I think from what I've been observing in the market, when you're talking about a fresh graduate, fresh engineering graduate, mechanical engineering, industrial engineering, probably averagely it'd be more than 3,000 a month. More than 3,000 a month. It varies from company to company, right? Yeah.
About right, I think about right. 3K or something.
3K a month at the moment now. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the second question, I think perhaps I might need to answer it. Okay, because it's asking about the question is explain an IE course in Utah. Okay, actually industrial engineering in Utah is a 4 years program. Okay, whereby later I think Mr. Jeffrey, he will further explain this course. Okay, what is the duration and roughly what is the content. And actually throughout these 4 years, you will learn from the basic, okay, in the first 2 years. And after that, you will go into specializations, okay, whereby you have a chance to, we have one subject called smart manufacturing, okay, whereby you have a chance to operate the robots, and also some various interesting subject, okay, whereby you have a various chance to explore to those things related to IR 4.0. Okay, so let me see for other questions. Okay, for IR Dr. Mui, any newly discovered area that IE is positioned well to take advantage of?
Okay, I mean traditionally, IE is taking care of the overall, like what Dr. Tim mentioned, is the plant, the processes, right? The arrangement of the workflow, right? That will really lead to eventually the outcome or the product, finished products, kind of deliverables, right? So, because IE definitely, if you are strong in IE, actually you can work in any environment. I would say you can work in any manufacturing related environment. Definitely not a problem, right? So this is something. But of course, the new things that's going to be going into the IE is the smart manufacturing things are coming. I mean the IoT, or everything is talk about connectivity. Now people talk about digitalization of work, right? It's make things no longer in a paper or what. Everything is connected to the computer and to the smartphone. And these are areas that IE may have to work on something new compared to the traditional IE. Right? Okay.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mui.
Yeah.
And then the next question is for Dr. Chin. What are the significant strengths or advantage of IE over other engineering discipline in electronic industry?
Okay, I take it that this question is comparing IE with electrical and electronic engineering.
Yeah.
Take it, you can't consider civil engineering here, of course. But talking about comparing with electrical and electronic in engineering, I think IE will play a very important role in the electronic factory. Because I think electric factory, they're talking about precision, they're talking about high quality, very low reject rates, and for example, Six Sigma. I think in that sense, IE will have advantage because they will know this they'll be taught well in this area while in the undergrad of these aspects of this quality control and making sure that the talking about the manufacturing with precision. So I think this may not be covered in the electrical, electronic, that extent. So I believe that is one of the importance of one of the advantages that they have. Again, we're talking about applying your knowledge into the factory side, the electronic factory. That will be the advantage. Most the electrical engineers, maybe they will be involved in the design, or maybe talking about solving problems on the customer complaints, that stuff, right? IE be more on the factory side.
I think I want to add on what Dr. Chin have said. Yes, correct. I think if you compare industrial engineering and EE or electrical electronic engineering, EE engineers are maybe more focused on certain area of their work on designing of certain products or prepare certain tests. But the IE is taking care of the overview overall, a more broader perspective. They are not just one area, but it's cover the front to the end. If you talk about a manufacturing line, the front, middle, and the back end, they will cover the entire flow. So in a way, the advantage in a way they can see a more complete picture than electrical electronic engineer, I would say. Okay.
Okay, I think I will add on too.
Yeah.
Because in our programs, industrial engineering, we have two subjects. Okay, actually related to electronic and E&E, electronic and electrical.
Okay.
So that you guys can learn the basic. So when you enter in a electronic industry, so you know what they are talking about. So you no need to worry, you don't know anything about electronic, but you as an IE industrial engineer, you suddenly enter, then you don't know what to do there. So we prepare you for your future career. So the next question is the belt of Six Sigma important in this field? Actually, this question, I think both of you can share your opinions.
Maybe I can answer first. I think this relates to the Six Sigma, maybe the green belt or black belt or master black belt. Yes, I think industrial engineering, in a way, yes, you're doing projects. Six Sigma is a continuous improvement. We're involved in continuous improvement project to realize some improvements in the existing operations, right? So they may really look into certain saving from a green belt perspective. Black belt is a certain amount that you have to achieve, and even up to the master black. I mean, this certification process, of course, it definitely add value to the individual and also to the organization, definitely. Okay, it's important. I think it's important. And the Sigma, we have this Six Sigma training, and now we have a combine of Lean Six Sigma training. It's a combination of both the soft and the technical skill. All right.
Okay. How about Dr. Chin? What is your opinion?
I concur with Dr. Mui in this area, because if you want to achieve Six Sigma, whether you're a green belt or black belt, you're talking about how to improve the processes, how you improve the product. And that's where you need to combine that together with the knowledge of the industrial engineer. I've seen many examples from the electronic factories where they modify certain jigs, certain process flow, for certain materials just to reduce the failure rates from the factory, from the line. So you need to combine these two aspects together. So if you have a Six Sigma, definitely you'll be an important for industrial engineer.
Yeah. So for the following question will be for answered by Dr. Jin. Okay, the question is from Mr. Cole. The question is, can I know what is other sector can IE take part beside manufacturing industry?
In my opinion, when you are IE and you are graduate, I think you are very versatile already. You can be involved in any other industry, not necessarily only manufacturing. You can be involved in other industry as well, right? But of course, if you want to go to other industry, you may not have the basic knowledge of that particular field. I'll give you an example. You want to go to a telecommunication industry, you may not be know about that, right? But then, if you're an engineer, a trained engineer, if you are involved in that industry, you will have the basic skills, basic troubleshooting, problem solving skills, troubleshooting skills. I think you should be able to take up other jobs in other industry at the same time, but it may take more effort to learn the basic things about that particular industry. Right? There are even people going to do insurance or banking from the engineering field.
Yeah, okay. So for the next question, I think both of you may answer it because actually, in fact, many people are still confusing about the mechanical engineer, industrial engineer, E&E, and perhaps mechatronic. Perhaps both of you can highlight what is the difference and the strength of industrial engineering engineer compared to perhaps mechanical manufacturing engineer. Yeah.
Okay, let me maybe try to give my view on try to differentiate between these few different engineering kind of discipline, right? You see, I mean, you see, under IEM we have almost 100 discipline, 100 different type of discipline. Of course, the main one is still the civil, mechanical, electrical, chemical, or electronics. Now, I mean, the question here, the different IE engineers, we did talk about it, is taking care of the entire flow of processes. But EE engineers, electrical, electronics, they may more focus on certain area of the processes, design of the product, or even the processes. Well, mechatronic engineers, mechatronic is a combination of mechanical and electronics, right? They may also involve in automation processes, robotics. These are involve a lot of mechatronic engineers scope area, right? I mean, you talk about other disciplines like chemical engineer or process engineering, or even now we have so-called biotech engineering, a more modern one, right? So they're getting more and more differentiations of the branches. Or you have biomedical now is, well, okay, because we have getting more and more medical industry coming up in Malaysia. So these are the a kind of branch out of engineering that we have. But of course, they're fundamental in the learning process. They maybe have some of the modules are still the same. I would say the first year, or maybe still the same, more or less. Maybe second year, third year, and fourth year, they may focus on that particular discipline area more, right? But overlapping, they are there. Engineering graduates, they have at least, I would say, 25 to 30% of the curriculums. They may be overlapped. That's quite normal. Is it correct, Dr. Lim?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So don't worry. I mean, sometimes as a kind of a young learner, maybe you may not know which discipline you want to go forward, right? But if you want to start off as an industrial engineering, that could be a good ground, right? To get a degree. But you're a master or PhD, you can go somewhere, some other discipline to be focused, also can, right?
Yes, correct. I agree with Dr. Mui.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the next question is, okay, this one is because just now I mentioned about industrial engineer as project engineer. Okay, so the question is this role very much dependent on soft skill? Okay, actually for you guys information, in our programs, we have one subject is fully focused on project management. Okay, So this project will actually lead you guys through how you should go through a project from the beginning until the closure. Yeah, so I think this one, Dr. Wei may add on, because I think you are the certified trainer for this project management professional. Yeah.
Okay. So project management is actually also a common knowledge area for all the engineering discipline, regardless you are a civil engineer or you're mechanical engineer, electrical, electronic, or chemical, or any other discipline. Because every engineering environments involved in projects, right? So that is something that engineers need to pick up this skill, right? To plan and organize and eventually execute the project and get it done in a within the scope, meet the budget, and meet the schedule. All right. So the of course this is something maybe not all university will cover, but I very glad to see Utah have project management module, right? So to let the graduate to pick up the correct knowledge, and then they can use it in the career path. All right. I conduct training for more than 10 years, and not all universities have this project management module, and for engineering school especially. Usually only engineering school have project management module. Usually the other school definitely don't have it. The business school don't have project management kind of a subject area, but engineering school some of them have, which is something that you will add a value, definitely add a value, all right, to the graduates when they come to the work environment. I believe Dr. Jin may agree with me. If you have engineers who know how to handle continue improvement projects, that will be an added advantage, right?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Definitely, you have to know how to manage projects to be good.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I think another 2 questions. Yeah. PLC programming will be learned in industrial engineering. Yes. This will answer by me. Okay, because it's in our one of our subject called industrial laboratory. Inside we will learn about PLC programming. Okay, and another question is E&E and IE, which are more complicated. Okay, I think I will answer it also. Actually,
you may say which one is more difficult to study, maybe the question is complicated. Okay.
Yeah, actually, each of the engineering field, they have their own difficulty. Okay, sometimes we call it they are field modules. We call it killer subject.
Yeah.
Okay, so each of the field have those subjects inside. Okay, just depends on how you tackle it. Okay, actually, the whole thing for you to during your university lifetime, okay, you should pick up the skill of how to solve we train you to solve the problem. Okay, train you on how the way you think. Okay, so actually each of the engineering field, I can say the level of difficulty is almost the same. Okay, so I think for the last questions, as industry is business oriented, how should we as IE position well to face industry 4.0? I think the question is more on what are the key study areas that need attention. Okay, as an IE engineer, how we face the IR 4.0. What are the key study areas? So Dr. Chin or Dr. Min?
In my opinion, to face industrial 4.0, the main key things to be talking about is connectivity. Connectivity of all the devices and all the equipment, including robots, conveyor lines, motors, whatever equipment that you have. I think that is the thing that you need to really understand and master the area of connectivity, because the Industry 4.0 is talking about this aspect. So any chance to learn about this area, go for it. Yeah, connectivity, robotics, automation. These are the keywords that you need to focus on.
Yeah. I think it's correct. I think Dr. Jin, I concur with Dr. Jin. It's talking about the communication among all the equipment and all the devices, and of course this involves a lot of data, right? And eventually that can be used for the continued improvement purpose. Make it
Yeah.
things are more visible and can be people are more know what's happening on the processes. Yeah.
To add on to that, I think it's asking the question talking about business oriented. So you have to understand how this technology will help the company or the business to become more efficient and higher output and able to have more generate more profits for the company.
Yeah.
That should be the objective of doing this kind of technology.
Correct.
So I think perhaps one last question. Okay, it's about what is the strength of industrial engineer? Okay, if compared to others, what is the strength? Perhaps Dr. Chin?
What is the strength of an industrial engineer? I think you have the strength is that you have the control over the whole production floor. You know, because you will be the one running the factory floor.
Yeah.
You are in control of the output, the quality, and the productivity of the factory. Other engineers may not be in that role. They may be doing design, they may be doing support the design, looking after the customers, you know. But industrial engineer will be in control of the factory.
I fully agree with what Dr. Chin have said. Industrial engineer play a role of really is a master of the entire flow of the manufacturing process. They set the pace, they set the takt time and also the quality of the output eventually, right? For the overall of the product manufacturing process compared to the other engineering discipline, they may be focusing on certain area, but of course, industrial engineer need to work with all these other engineers together to make this eventually the product can produce in a most efficient way and also best quality. Yeah. So industrial engineer play an overall kind of a role on this manufacturing environment.
Okay. Mr. Jeffrey, do we still have time for another questions, or we should?
Yeah, Dr. Lim, actually we can okay, now it's 8:53. We can have maybe one or two questions. It's okay, no worry.
Okay.
I think there's one question come out already.
Yeah.
You say,
yeah, I think this Mr. Thomas Lim.
Yeah.
Okay, I think he's struggling whether should choose EE or IE. So his question is asking for EE and IE, who are more demand in industry nowadays?
I would say both are also in demand. All right. Is it in the electronic industry, so doing the R&D development work? EE engineers are still high in demand, right? But generally, you talk about manufacturing industry, IE is also in a demand, right? So if your question is about if you are weak in academic, whether it's suitable to take IE or not, okay. So this very much individual. I would say IE is a course that it's not difficult to study, not difficult to study. Comparatively, you talk about EE to a certain extent, you have to kind of smart a little bit to study to get to certain subject. EE subjects, some of that is quite typical. Not that easy. IE generally, I would say, all right, it's not that very difficult and comparatively to the EE. I think he's choosing between EE and IE. It seems like from the question. Yeah. Okay.
My comment on this matter is that I think with the Industrial 4.0, the boundary between EE and IE is getting blurred, getting very blurred.
Yeah, it's overlapping already.
Overlapping. Mechatronics, EE, IE is very blurred now already. Because all are all interrelated now already.
Correct. They may be
good to have know everything.
Exactly. They may encroaching each other area already. So there's no very clear boundary when it comes to work already.
Yes.
They have to work together.
Correct.
So that's why the university, we have to set the fundamental. The modules are maybe getting wider and wider, the common module. All right. Yeah.
And for you guys, information actually, now we can see almost most of the university who offer engineering course, they have EE. but not all of them have IE. So which
Yeah.
means the supply is actually quite low. Okay,
Mm.
actually I'm joining a WhatsApp group. Okay, inside they have a IE, industrial engineer from industry.
Okay,
Okay,
good, good.
I think almost average about 2 to 3 months, they will advertise, say that they have vacancy looking for industrial engineer.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So even in this pandemic time, yeah, the advertisement still continue.
Mm.
Okay. So actually for you guys information, EE, they have a lot of supply and also a lot of demand. But for IE, they have a lot of demand, but lack of supply.
Mm.
So if you study IE, so perhaps future you might be get a job faster.
Better prospect, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Dr. Lim in industry. I think the IE jobs are now many filled up by other discipline engineering. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the pure IE is less. You're right. Yeah, the pure IE is less. That's why it is good opportunity if you go into this discipline. It's sure you can get a job. As what just now Dr. Lim have presented, you see within 3 months your graduate is 89% found a job.
Yeah.
That is very high. I mean, almost
Yeah.
90%. I mean, 9 out of 10, you within 3 months can found a job. That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's already a very good indicator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I think I will end the Q&A sessions as we are approaching 9 p.m. So now I will pass back the floor to Mr. Jeffrey.
Let me change my slide. Okay. So thank you to our speaker today who shared this valuable info with us. Actually, from the floor, right, just sharing with Dr. Lim, Dr. Mui, and Dr. Chin. Actually, we have some Utah student here and asking for this. Actually, join us and then listen to our webinar. And then we actually happy they are joining us. And then we saw that one friend actually from Sarawak. Okay, it's Malaysia. So actually we are glad to see you here. So okay, and then some of them also maybe are school leaver as they share their info with us. So once again we appreciate you join us. So hopefully these are valuable info that sharing by our speaker can help you maybe during your study your study life in Utah as well. Okay, so thank you to our speaker who shared this info with us, and we are about to end the webinar session. So as we mentioned earlier, Utah do offer engineering program, and I will give you all a quick look, okay, and with some of our Utah info here. So as we all can see here, okay, we have an award-winning Kampa campus in Perak. Okay, so Kampa campus is our main campus. Okay, for Utah, and then our branch Sungai Long campus in Kajang, Selangor. Okay, so you can have area view for this Utah Kappa campus on 1,300-acre piece of land. Okay, okay, this is Tun Dr. Ling Leong Sek Ho. So just some environment and info shared with you, and Utah Sungai Long campus. Okay, and sculpture of Confucius and Einstein. Okay, and rich with biodiversity. Okay, we have a beautiful view of campus. Okay, this is our facility. Okay, we have nursing lab. Okay, we have engineering workshop. Okay, studio. So this is Utah ranking and awards. So Utah is ranking as second in Malaysia, just after University of Malaya (UM), and our world university ranking in 2020 is 501 and to 600. Okay. So I'm not going to go one by one. So maybe just generate info for you for your reference. Okay. So this is our Utah program. Okay, for you. Okay, we have 119 academic programs. So we have 4 foundation programs, 72 bachelor programs, and 31 master program and 12 PhD program. Okay. So these are the areas of study, okay, that the program offer, okay, at Utah. Okay, we have engineering program, IT program, science program. Okay, so for engineering program that are offered in Kampa campus. So as you can see, we have construction management, electronic system, industrial management, environmental engineering program, and occupational safety and health program, and electronic engineering, environmental engineering, okay, industrial engineering, and petrochemical engineering. Okay. So as we see the video sharing by Dr. Lim just now, so we can have a quick view on this industrial management. Okay, I believe we have a student already registered for this program and also in our webinar. So actually, you can have a look on this info. Okay, and then actually we are glad you are here to join us. Okay, so this program gives a student a thorough understanding to the current technology and especially which include in this FMS, CAD, CAM, witness, programming, okay, 3D robots, industrial sensors, okay. And then the second thing is industrial management program is designed to give a solid foundation in the manufacturing practice. Okay, actually our graduates can involve themselves in business admin, logistics, product testing, quality control, safety, and quality. Okay, most of our graduates actually can work in our industrial linkage and recognition companies such as Daikin, Automation, Infineon Technologies, Osram, Opto, Semiconductors, Murata Electronics. Okay, and Nestle. Okay, so we have offer Bachelor of Engineering program in Industrial Engineering. This is a 4 years degree program in Utah and offer in Kampa, Perak. So industrial engineering focus on the improvement or optimization of complex processes, integrated system and or service. And it is concentrated with the development, improvement, implementation of integrated system involving man, material, equipment, money, knowledge, and so on. Okay, so most of our graduate, which are maybe Dr. Lim and Dr. Chin, Dr. Mui sharing just now, they can involve themselves in industrial engineer, process engineer, quality engineer, supply chain engineer, and industrial engineer consultant. And as you all can see, our graduates also with companies such as Humi Cement, Sumitomo Electric, Interconnect Products, Sundram Bahat, okay, Ticker Ally, Ally Solutions, Sundram Bahat, okay, and so on. So this is a professional recognition. As I would like to highlight to you all, as Malaysia is a signatory of the Washington Accord, Utah engineering degrees are recognized by each signatory as being substantially equivalent to accredited or recognized qualification within its own jurisdiction. The example of these other signatories of the Washington Accord countries include Australia, Canada, China, Chinese Taipei, Hong Kong, China, India, Ireland, Japan, Korea, okay, New Zealand, Russia, Singapore, and so on. Okay, so this is the info for your reference. This is our upcoming webinar. So which is on 21st of September, okay, Monday. So Dr. Gobi and Dr. Singh, okay, will share a topic related to world without science and engineering, the importance and shortcomings. So this is the info we would like to share with you as well. Okay, if you would like to know our Utah program, you can log on to our Utah website, study.utah.edu.my or /CN for Chinese version. or maybe you can reach us at Facebook. Okay, update our info from time to time, or even Instagram. You just find us at Utah for you. Okay, and WeChat. You can add us in this account, UtahNet, or maybe you can call us at this hotline 016-223-3557 or 011-110-73427. Or maybe if let's say you are comfortable to email us, yes, we welcome you to send email to us at enquiry@utah.edu.my. Or maybe you are from overseas or foreign country, you can send us your email at international@utah.edu.my. Our education advisor from Division of Program Promotion will answer your question. So once again, thank you to all our friends for attending the webinar, okay, and supporting. Have a nice day to all of you, and see you again. So thank you.